Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Let's ease into Monday. It is Monday, October 16th. We're halfway through the month. Crazy, but we are. Hi, my name is PK. You're on Bookeemonsters. This is the channel where Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we look at the new releases of this week, genre by genre. Today, we're going to be looking at cozy mysteries. And then we do reading sprints Tuesday and Thursday evenings and Saturday afternoons. So we're here a lot to give you opportunities to read and look at things that you might want to read. Mary says, good morning. Happy Monday. More than halfway through October. Eek. That is true. That's crazy. I missed you last night on Thunder Horse Descendant, Mary. I got on right as it ended. It was like, oh, shoot, I missed it. So sorry about that. Annalise, good morning or good afternoon. Happy Monday. Indeed. Here we are again, doing it again. Let's jump in. How was your weekend? How'd the show go, Mary? Let's see. What did I do this weekend? We watched the Mission Impossible movie on streaming on Saturday night. Liked it a lot. We didn't. It's a movie that should be watched in the theater, but we didn't get there because of Keo and his separation issues. So we watched it on Saturday. Liked it. Had some very tense stunts. So always good for that. Worked a lot on the crochet project. Did not read a whole lot. I'm kind of in it's not really a slump, but I guess while I'm doing all the crocheting, I have a hard time with audiobooks, so that's probably my issue. You love Mondays. That's a good attitude. You must share your secret. uh, we're going to start with cozies. And these are the ones that came out yesterday on a Sunday, but they release them whenever they feel like it. And this is actually a full-blown book. It's on Kindle Unlimited. This is Hoax for the Holidays, book number 6 by Karen Mahmood. A vexing sequence of unrelated events takes Vivi, Ezzy, and Mavis scrambling for answers from the Canadian border to the oldest churches in St. Paul. Armed with determination, a desire for justice, and pie, they stumble and literally slide toward answers in this snowy adventure. Father Lenny needs help figuring out who is pulling pranks at St. Mary's, damaging their image right as they need to be focused on opening their family shelter. As if that isn't enough to keep Vivi, Ezzy, and Mavis on their toes, they also need to help a friend caught in the middle of something nefarious centered around a simple fender bender in the North Woods. All of this happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas, the busiest time of year for everyone, especially everyone who works at the church. Sprinkle in the excitement and never-ending plethora of decisions for Vivi and Hitch as they plan their wedding from start to finish in that short amount of time. The usual chaos of the shelter, planning a new co-op neighborhood, and meeting Hitch's interesting and numerous aunties. As if that weren't enough excitement, Vivi's long-lost and mostly forgotten mother has seemingly resurfaced, claiming to be a victim of kidnapping. A lot going on there. And they admit there's a lot going on there. Perfect perpetrator. Mary says, I caught it quite by accident last night. The show on Saturday didn't. It rained and no tent. Oh, man. Sunday, I had a small show, and that went pretty well considering how few people were there. Some good, some not so good. Don't ask about the weekends. Okay. What happens on the weekends stays on the weekends. Mary, I finished my book and started a new one, Thicker Than Water by Megan Collins. Another mystery. Pretty good. Almost done with it, too. See, look at that. Good job. All right. Perfect perpetrator. Doesn't say how many pages. This is also Kindle Unlimited by Catherine Michael, perhaps. Part of the Pet Sleuth Mysteries, 21 books. We're going to sneak a peek. Yeah, it's not going to tell us. Will Alex still maintain the spirit of Thanksgiving? Oh, we're hitting a lot of Thanksgiving here now. When chaos erupts, or will Chirp end up in the doghouse? The gang is all back on Spruce Street for the annual fall Hang a Quilt Day and Thanksgiving celebration, including Charlotte and her feline companion Chirp, who are both in town from Mishap, Georgia. Hoping for clear skies and a nice, quiet weekend, Alex, Charlotte, and Pepper get pampered while their furry friends become perfectly perplexed when a mysteriously fishy package arrives, causing everyone's hackles to rise. Join our super sleuth pair, Chirp and Kibbles, in this murderless holiday pet sleuth mystery, also featuring our favorite cast from Spruce Street. This is a standalone book that does not follow the series timeline. So if you want a super cozy, super duper cozy, Murder at Thornton Park by Ellen Reed. First of a new series, 400 pages, and it's historical. It has my attention. Kindle Unlimited. Formerly published as The Dragon Sleeps. Okay. Dragon statue, an ancient sword, a body on the doorstep. What secret has remained hidden at Thornton Park for the last 80 years? It's 1927 in Victoria, Australia, a time after the Great War when women have more options open to them. At a weekend house party at Thornton Park, Alexandra Thornton decides to break the news to her father that she wants to be an antiques dealer like her father, grandfather, and great-grandfather before her. Guests include Zhang Huo, a Chinese antiques dealer who, with his son, has brought a Ming dragon statue from China for Thomas Thornton, Alexandra's father. Benedict Archer, manager of Thornton Antiques in Melbourne, is also invited. When Edith Blackburn, her friend since childhood, points out to Alexandra that Benedict is attracted to her, Alexandra can't believe it. Then a body is found on the doorstep, another in the orchard, and before the weekend is over, a priceless artifact is stolen. Alexandra is determined to discover how these things are connected to the Ming dragon and the antiques her great-grandfather brought with him from Hong Kong so many years ago. She's that kind of girl. Let me solve this. Death wakes a snake. It's cowboy boots on it. Okay. Sixth in a Taylor, Texas mystery by Vicki Walton. Only 146 pages, so it's novella-ish. A little longer than novella. Friend in need, secrets uncovered, bodies in the backyard. When pie baking, horse riding sleuth Christy Taylor's friend uncovers bodies in her backyard, Christy's drawn into an age old mystery. Who are the two people buried in the yard, and why were they buried there? As Christy delves into the past, someone knows what happened, and they will do anything to keep the truth buried forever. Can Christy get justice for the victims, or will she become the next one? And they said, yes, it was good after the PC stress was over and the sprint Saturday night. So de-stressing for me. I'm so glad. Love it. Yeah, isn't that a pretty color? They die. They all of this, so much death. Plans for Murder in Kingfisher Falls, a small town bookshop murder mystery, fourth in series. It is a Kindle Unlimited by Philippa Nefri Clark. Now, I'm familiar with that name. I don't know how. Is she more of a romance? I don't know. A happy life, a bright future, a past which is catching up. Charlotte Dean is finally living the life she wants, happy in her small town of Kingfisher Falls. With a great job and loving boyfriend, everything is perfect. But after a terrible accident rocks the community, Charlotte suspects there is more to it, much more. When someone comes forward to point their finger at a beloved member of the community, Charlotte isn't about to allow history to repeat itself. As she begins to do her own investigation, a chance sighting of someone from her old life sends Charlotte's world into a tailspin, forcing her to doubt her relationship with Rosie and future in Kingfisher Falls. But is there a common link behind everything? And who is really behind the planned shopping mall near the bookshop? In a shocking series of events, Charlotte comes face to face with the past and will have to risk everything, even her life, to overcome the most dangerous situation yet. This title was previously titled Deadly Past. Since the rights were returned to the author, it has had a light rewrite, yeah, fresh edit, new title, and new cover, and being released on Kindle Unlimited. You're starting to see a lot more of that kind of thing. Authors are getting their rights back and able to publish them themselves through Kindle Unlimited. This one's another novella, Prenup and Poison, Book 6 in a Cairo Cozy mystery by Kathy Tully. Dr. Susanna attends a wedding reception, and after a three-tiered cake catastrophe, the bride locks herself away sobbing. Though she enters the honeymoon suite as a bride, she leaves as a body. Okay, that's not very nicely said. Okay. After former NYPD officer Susanna Shine changes careers and becomes a chiropractor, her path leads her to the small Georgia town of Peach Grove. When friend and cousin to her BFF, Little Junior Long, returns, married, from a singles cruise, his family are suspicious. Is his new wife after his rather substantial lottery winnings? They throw a party for the happy couple anyway, expecting her to make her motives obvious. What becomes obvious is that one of the guests bumped off the bridezilla, who has an axe to grind with the social influencer bride. As Dr. Shine and BFF Bitsy Long review the guest list, each new name has a unique reason for revenge. Is the murderer the spinster aunt who gave up her own social life to raise her niece? The twin sister who loves to hold a grudge? The nerdy friend who had a business dispute with the deceased? Or the interior designer waiting to get paid? When the police arrest a member of the groom's family, Dr. Susanna knows that she has to step up and solve this thing before the killer strikes again. I'll just do it myself. It is a tough wedding. Weddings are tough anyway. All right. These are the ones that are being published tomorrow. So a little bit more traditionally published, perhaps. The Sorcery of the Silent Songbird, A Witches of Moonlight Hollow Cozy Mystery. Book 5 of 15. How many pages? 59 pages. Look at the cover. We're moving on. Now, this one's a actual. So I recognize the author. Oh, I read this. This is a series I just started a little while ago. A new book. Awesome. Mistletoe and Murder, a Kate Hamilton mystery by Connie Berry. So this will be fourth, I think. In Connie Berry's festive holiday. Oh, it's a novella. 154 pages. 5 days before her wedding to detect. Oh, well, that's jumping ahead and revealing things. To Inspector Tom Mallory, Kate Hamilton finds her friend Sheila in need of her help. Sheila, a soon to be bride herself, needs Kate's help to get Carl Curtis, her fiance, out of Venezuela. His passport was taken from him by the authorities, and they say he owes them money. Carl says it's a bribe, but he's unable to leave unless it's paid. Sheila decides to sell her grandfather's coin collection, including a valuable gold coin presented by Queen Victoria to her great grandmother. Among her grandfather's stored possessions is a letter from the Queen. When someone breaks into Sheila's house, all signs point to even more foul play. As Kate deals with a disturbing number of wedding plan hitches, a fire in town reveals a body. Unfortunately, the burned out flat is next to the bridal salon where Kate's dress is being altered. Can the cleaners really eliminate the odor of smoke? Again, weddings are tough. As the clock ticks down to Kate and Tom's I do's, Kate goes to Sheila's house to help her search for the royal letter, but she's nowhere to be found. The house has been torn apart and Sheila is missing. Could Sheila's disappearance be connected to the death in town? Kate will have to piece together the clues. A Brit Too Far by Ruby Blaylock. Book 2 in A Brit of Trouble Cozy Mysteries. It's kind of a Cute cover. Thing I like about this most is this little guy up here. This is only available on Kindle so far. No physical book. What's more quintessentially British than sand, sea, and murder? Addie Porter is about to find out that getting away from it all doesn't mean she can escape death. When Addie and her two feisty great aunts, Josephine and Edwina, head off to the sleepy little seaside town of Marlow on the Sea, they expect a week filled with seaside picnics and reminiscing with old friends. But when Addie stumbles upon the body again of one of the guests from the bed and breakfast that she's staying in, things take a much more sinister turn. Was Darville Strunkett's tragic death, the result of a terrible accident, or was it murder? As Addie befriends the owner of Warburton House, the bed and breakfast, she begins to realize that everyone in the historic B&B has their own secrets that they're desperately trying to keep from each other. But did one of those people have a darker secret than everyone else? Is there a murderer on the loose in Marlow? And can Addie uncover the truth before it's too late? Calamity at Coombsford Church by Elizabeth Ducey. Kindle Unlimited. 191 pages, so a longer novella. Third in the Coombsford Chronicles. Isabella Street is a talented composer and musical director with a passion for her craft and the drive to create something truly unique. In The Hero's Return, she embarks on her greatest triumph yet, celebrating the tercentenary of a local boy made good. But not everyone is happy with Isabella's plans, and when one night in Coombsford Church, her preparations and rehearsals are brought to an abrupt conclusion. Amateur sleuths Charlie, Annie, and Rohan must work together to uncover the truth behind the shocking events. Okay. Pumpkins in Peril, Book 29 by Agatha Crost in the Paradale Cafe Cozy Mystery. Well, this says 0 pages. I don't quite believe that. Oh, this is October 31st. No. Stalking around the Christmas tree. All right, so this is the one. If you follow Killer Cozies, this is the book where Tiffany, who hosts the channel Beach Bum Bookworm, who does the sprints on Sunday afternoons, uh, she's the murder victim, and she's very excited about being the murder victim. So, 'tis the season to solve a murder, and innkeeper Holly White knows she'll have to make her list and check it twice if she wants to catch the killer in the fourth Christmas tree farm mystery. For innkeeper Holly White, Christmas time in Mistletoe, Maine is the ultimate holiday gift. Business at the Reindeer Games Inn is booming. Her wedding to Sheriff Evan Gray is nearly there, and the annual parade is about to begin. The town is lucky to have another gift this year, with the state's ballet company staying for several performances of the Nutcracker. But disaster strikes when Tiffany, the lead ballerina, shows up dead on a float during the parade, the Rat King's mask nearby. Holly will have to spruce up her sleuthing skills if she wants to catch the killer before Christmas and her wedding day. Oh, maybe people shouldn't get married. Immediately, Holly discovers that Tiffany had more than a few elope. You know, okay. After a few secrets, she finds out that the star of the show has a super fan that no one knows anything about, and the show's understudy slips some other intriguing information Holly's way. Not only was Tiffany secretly seeing someone romantically, but there seems to be more than one rat in this company. When Holly discovers a secret passage leading to Tiffany's dressing room with footprints leading out, she wonders if this is evidence of a secret lover or a stalking killer. With an impending snowstorm and the ballet company on the way out of town, Holly must act quickly if she wants to find the person responsible for this terrible murder. Why is it your job? Will she be able to save Christmas, or will her investigation turn cold like the weather? It's not your job. You have a wedding to plan. There are professionals who do this. Perhaps not well, but it is their job. The Harbor, but then we wouldn't have things to read. I know. The Harbor Lights Mystery by Amelia Hall. Book 2 of the Shell House Detectives Mysteries. It's kind of a pretty cover. It's December in Cornwall, and Mousehole Harbor is illuminated with its famous Christmas lights. Allie Bright is among the crowd listening to the carol singers, and then to the piercing screams that rip through the darkness. A body has been found, brutally murdered and dumped in a fisherman's boat. The victim is Chef J.P. Sharp, and there is no shortage of people who might have wanted him dead. Eager for a new case for the Shell House detectives, Allie calls ex-cop Jaden, but he's keen to leave it to the police until a letter in Sharp's pocket draws them into a seemingly unconnected family mystery. As they take on this slightly charged mission, the duo can't help scrutinizing the murder suspects. Who among the close-knit community has reason to kill, and how far will they go to protect themselves? As fear spreads, Allie and Jaden need answers fast. Could the letter offer a clue to the murder case, or will it reveal a terrible truth? And when a new witness comes to light, Jaden closes in on a desperate killer, but can he warn Allie in time? Seize and Let Die by Victoria Hamilton. 11th in series. In the Vintage Kitchen Mysteries. Vintage cookware collector Jamie Mueller is stunned when an irate woman accuses her pharmacist friend Val of tampering with her prescription. When more unfounded accusations follow, it seems clear the woman has a personal grudge against Val, but before they can figure out why, Jamie and Val stumble upon the woman's dead body on the steps of Val's pharmacy. Given her altercations with the woman and the location of the body, the police naturally suspect Val. Jamie has heard rumors that the victim had become forgetful and erratic, but could that explain her death? And why was Val being framed as her murderer? Determined to find the clues that connect the woman's strange behavior to her death, Jamie begins questioning the people in her life and soon suspects that the culprit is among them. But she'll have to be careful about who she confronts, because while solving murders is hard work, there's a killer on the loose who finds committing them all too easy. Includes a vintage recipe. Okay. Well, that's all we have time for today. We will pick up on the cozy mysteries as the week progresses. So, thank you very much for watching, and everybody who is tuning in right now. I know it's early, um, and if you're watching it on replay, you're welcome, Annalise. Thank you very much for doing that too. So, I don't have any sprints tonight. If you want to do some sprinting, that is on Lee's channel tonight, Dark Roots Creations. That starts at 5 p.m. Eastern, no, 7 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. my time, so 7 p.m. Eastern time. And they usually go for a couple hours. So if you want to do that tonight, my sprints will be tomorrow night at 6:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Eastern time. I hope you have a very good Monday. Take care of yourself. We'll get through it. It's okay. Have some coffee. Listen to good music. Read good books. And remember, if you're not reading a good book, it's okay to set it down. It just means it's not its time. It'll come later. Don't rush it. There's a lot of other good books for you to read. It's okay. And as a banner says here, don't be a bookworm, be a bookie monster. Thank you guys. Love you so much. God bless.